Hi guys, happy new year to all of you. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to another video. So in this year, January, I want to start this year. I want to talk about marriage, especially this year. Marriage through my own eyes and in my own opinion, how I perceive it, how my experience with marriage and my how it kind of dealt the ups and downs of it for me, and how it dealt with me, how I've come to realize that marriage is not for everybody, but this is my own opinion. So I'm going to talk about my I call my marriage a one chance marriage, because from what I have come to gather and what I've come to realize, it was something that was contracted for me without my knowledge. It was like a business contraction. My marriage is a business contraction. I will tell you the reason why I call my own marriage a business contraction. It did not just start, my marriage did not start on this kind of dovey beginning, but it just that something that I was meant to go through. I was meant to go through for the purpose of carry out certain assignment. I remember on this unfaithful day, I will not call it faithful day because sometimes I wish that day never came. I was still in the university and I was in my final year. And I went to, when towards the final year, you want to go to check up on your result to make sure your results are intact. So I was crossing over from my department, going to the exams and record department to make sure that my results were intact. So I crossed over my school and I went to a place. My school was actually in Owerri. So I went to a place called the Share Camp. So when I went to this Share Camp, so I, a man, I have passed through this man. I have passed through this one. Probably I didn't notice him, but I think he said he noticed me, and he said he looked up. According to him, I said, God, if this is my wife, let her pass here again. So I think I was coming back and this man stopped me. So when he stopped me, then he was kind of fidgeting. He was fidgeting. You can find that he was a bit nervous, and he started talking to me. Then he said to me that God told him that I was his wife. And then I had a school boyfriend then that I had arranged to. We have agreed that when we finish we'll get married. So I kind of looked at him and I said, I'm already taken. That was what I told him. So he was like shocked by my reply. Then he now stopped me further, and I think he wanted to up his game, like. Then he now said, okay, we can just be friends. Can I at least visit your hostel? Then he told me that he was a medical doctor who lives who works at the Federal Medical Center beside my school, that he was new in Owerri, and then he needed a friend, a friendly companion, something like that, a friend to chat. Then I was like, okay. I said, okay. I didn't see any harm in what he said to me. I said, okay, you can come to my hostel. I have my roommates where you can always come whenever you feel to chat with us, and you feel free. So unknown to me, I just gave him my room number, just casually like that. And he wrote his address, his room house number to me in a piece of paper and gave it to me. But because I was not really interested in him, so as I left him, I threw the piece of paper away, and I continued my journey back to my hostel. So I think this guy has waited for me for a week, and he didn't see me. So he felt, maybe, I don't know whatever he felt, what was in his head. Then the next week, I got a message from my roommate that a certain girl has been coming to my room claiming to be my sister-in-law, and she had mentioned my name and told them to show her my bed corner, and this girl has been fetching water. Do you know those days you fetch water and you put it under your bed? So she was fetching water, she was cleaning my bedside, tidying my corner, and doing all sorts of things that I did not even ask her to do. Around that time, my boyfriend at that time had already traveled to Lagos to get some money so that we can be feeding. So this girl, when the first time I noticed this, I did not really take it serious, but it became a constant thing that I really then became worried. Then I called my roommate and said, I want to see this mysterious girl that has been coming to my room and cleaning my room, who is claiming to be my sister-in-law. So then I told my roommate that they should tell her that I want to see her in the evening, that I'm going to be waiting for her at so time, that she should come. So the moment it was just like that was what she was waiting for, a time, a date, and a place. So at that appointed time, I waited for her, and then she came. So when she came, she looked at me from head to toes and she sized me. And then she said, wow, that her brother has eyes for good thing. Then I looked at her with curiosity and was like, what do you mean by your brother has eyes for good thing? She said that her brother has met me some time ago, that it was her brother who sent her. Then I had no idea whom her brother was. Then she said, okay, I should follow her to her room. And it turns out that she also lived in the same hostel block as me. So I followed her to her room, and lo and behold, I saw this tall guy sitting, looking nervous, because he was looking nervous. Then I looked closely. Then I was able to remember him, that he was that same guy that stopped me sometime the previous week. Then she told me that it was his brother, and this guy greeted me, and they offered me a chair to sit down, and I sat, and I looked at this girl and her brother. The brother was nervous, while the girl was like happy, like it was like the brother has caught a big fish. But then I wanted to know the reason why she brought why the invite into her room. Then the brother then looked at me and said that that he told me that he wanted to marry me, and I bluffed him off. That he came purposely. He has been sending his sister to my room, and this time around he came purposely to make it official that he wants to marry me. And suddenly he placed his hand on my wrist, and I felt a sensation. I don't know what went through me. I felt the sensation, and instantly I fell in love. I felt instant love. I don't know what went through me. Then I stared at his eyes. Then he began to tell me. He started to tell me his history, how he went to medical school, how he did so many things, and eventually he started working at the Federal Medical Center. And the moment he finished, I don't know what took over me. I just saw myself falling in love with this strange guy. Then he decided, after that, then he said, okay, we should take a walk down to his apartment so that I can know his apartment, so that anytime I want to come, I'll feel free. So the sister was just jubilating, jumping up and down. Then I don't know, everything felt like, I don't know, everything just felt like at ease, magical, as if something has transpired. Within that second, he touched my hand. Then I followed him and the sister, and then we went to his hostel, to his apartment, which is in the hospital premises. And then, they made me to feel at home, to feel relaxed. And then he slotted a video film for me, and the sister prepared a meal, and I ate. And that was how I just fall in love with this man. And I literally forgot my boyfriend at that time. What I did not even think of him again. So after a week, my boyfriend came back, and things about him started to irritate me. I don't know what was responsible, but he was no longer the guy that I was in love with, the guy that I loved so much. Still, if he touched me, I became irritant. And normally, whenever he's around, I always feel happy. But something changed. He knew that something has changed. Then, normally, when he comes to my hostel, I'll pick my book and then I'll dash out with him. But this time around, I kept telling him to go away, that I want to spend more time in my hostel room. And this guy, being a very sensitive, intelligent guy, he knew that something was not right. So he decided to play the role of a detective, to know who it is that has taken his position. So I remember one day, I don't know, out of joy and happiness, that I have found a new catch and somebody from the higher academical class. So I was so very much happy that I couldn't wait to introduce him to one of my aunties that live within that Owerri town. So I had arranged this guy on a Sunday to go and visit my auntie, but unknown to me, my boyfriend had decided